Today we're going to talk about the big three, the moose, elk, and bighorn sheep. The application deadline is approaching soon, and we're going to visit with Wildlife Division Chief Bill Haas to go over all the details. I'm Mike Anderson with the North Dakota Game and Fish Department. Bill, when is the big three application deadline, the moose, elk, and bighorn sheep?
Yeah, it's March 25th. It's coming up pretty soon.
Okay, and it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity if you get drawn.
Yeah, if you get drawn, and you know, the draw odds can vary greatly. Encourage people to look on our website. For example, for elk, about 1 in 100. And so for moose, you know, 1 in 100, could even be more than that. But if you're looking to, you know, maybe try harvesting a cow or interested in that, for elk, the odds are very high, and for moose, it's about 1 in 10 in general.
And if you get drawn for a bighorn, you're just lucky.
Yeah, you're really lucky. You're really, really lucky.
Okay, how are the populations doing in North Dakota?
You know, they're doing really well. All three species are doing great right now. Elk are doing very, very well. We actually increased the license allocation by over 100. So we're over 1,000 licenses this year. 1,062 is actually what we're looking to issue this season, which is great. Okay,
changes to the elk season this year, Bill.
Yeah.
Any major changes?
The only major change in the elk season is we did add an antlerless only season in the beginning and the end of the season, just to help provide that extra opportunity and then maybe increase some harvest as well.
Bill, let's move on to moose.
Yeah.
How are tags for moose this year?
So our moose license allocation will be the same as last year, and our population is doing well, similar to last year for population.
Okay, and that's what, right around 300?
Yeah, so we're going to issue 296 licenses this year.
It seems like moose over the last decade have moved around the state.
Yeah.
Plenty of opportunities in a lot of areas.
Yeah, actually, you know, we do have a season in all parts of the state now. We did combine a couple units in the Northeast to make them into just larger units and opened up some areas that were closed. So we do have expanded opportunity.
Bill, whether you're applying for a moose or elk or even bighorn sheep, I mean, there's a lot of effort that goes in to these hunts.
There really is. You know, we survey all the hunters, so we require all license holders to provide their information of how many days they hunted, if they harvested an animal, and gives us really good statistics. And on average, for example, a cow elk hunter will hunt, you know, upwards of 8 or more days in the season. So if someone's looking to apply for these, I would encourage them to open their calendar up a little bit if they draw it, because it might take a little while to harvest an animal. It can be a real challenge.
In some of the areas, obviously, you have to make landowner contacts,
yes.
and if you do harvest an animal, there's some work that needs to be done after the fact.
Absolutely, there's a lot of logistics with the large animal, especially when we're talking about a moose or an elk.
Okay, let's move into bighorn sheep.
Yeah.
Bighorn sheep, a few years, maybe even a decade ago, we changed the way we do that. Explain that a little bit.
Yeah, so the application process, again, March 25th, they can apply, and you just apply that you want to be in the lottery. If you are drawn, we get a list then from 1 through however many licenses that we issue, and Brett Wiedemann, our bighorn sheep biologist, starts with number 1 and starts making a phone call right down the line and notifies the hunters that they're drawn, and then they pick a season that they'd like to choose, and then we go all the way down till the licenses are all allocated.
And we do that because of the bighorn sheep's summer surveys?
Right, yeah, right now we don't know how many licenses we'll have available, or even if we'll have a season. You know, bighorn sheep can be sensitive to disease, and so if we do have an unexpected outbreak, we need to have that flexibility in the season allocation. And so we're hopeful we'll have a season. Last year, you know, statewide, there was about 10 licenses, including you know, 3 affiliated tribes reservation. And so we're hopeful that, you know, we can have that number of licenses again, which is more than we've had in recent history. So it's a good thing. They're doing very well. We expect to have a season, but again, we do those surveys in the summer. We find out, well, you know, where that population's at, and then we allocate those licenses at that point in time. So at the end of the summer is when we run that lottery.
And bighorn sheep numbers in North Dakota are record numbers right now.
Yeah, record numbers, record quality.
The Rams have been pretty big, yeah.
Yeah, we've been breaking state records. The population's doing well. It's really a bright spot in our wildlife populations right now.
So, deadline March 25th.
Yeah.
Make sure you get your application in.
Yeah, get your application in and do your research. Lots of different opportunities. So, you know, do some research and see what's the best opportunity for you.
A lot of great information, Bill.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.